Strike 19 for you gear jumpers out there. Welcome back to another episode of Smooth Operator Trucking, where we create the dream 1 mile at a time. Today we're going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of working with Mercer Transportation, and we're getting started right now. If you're an owner-operator or thinking about becoming an owner-operator, keep watching this video to the end. Mercer Transportation is a 100% owner-operator company. Operates about 1,500 to 2,500 power units based out of Louisville, Kentucky. They have drive-in, flatbed, open deck, oversized, specialized. Overall, I think Mercer Transportation is a good company to work for. I do drive-in side. But today I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons and some things you might want to take into consideration before coming over here, or if you come over here. Pro, you get 75% of line haul at Mercer Transportation and 100% of the fuel surcharge. When you go on the load board looking for loads, the math is already done for you, so the price that you're seeing on the load board is with that 75% and the fuel surcharge already included. There are some other companies that whatever percentage they have, you have to figure out the percentage, which is fine, but it just, one less step you have to worry about when you're trying to decide what load to take. Con, at Mercer, you do get charged a trailer rental fee. The trailer rental fee for the drive-in side is $675 a month. And you get charged 3 cents per mile for every mile over 7,700. Pro, you get paid after every load you do. If you get the paperwork turned in before 2 o'clock Eastern time, you'll get paid the next day. Con, so this is not really a con. I'm putting it on this side because it is something that you should be aware of. The same way that you get paid after every load, Mercer also takes their deductions out after every load as well. So a lot of companies might take out weekly fees or monthly fees. Mercer takes out their deductions, whether it's insurance, base plates, trailer rental, etc. After every load, it gets prorated daily.
Now keep left.
So it just takes a little getting used to. You have to make sure that you're managing your money.
Follow the highway.
You have to make sure that you are managing your money properly and make sure that you're paying attention to your cash flow. Pro, no forced dispatch. You book your own loads, or you go through a coordinator, or do a combination of the two. If you decide that you want to go home and sit for a month, no one's going to be calling you up trying to figure out why you're not working. And no one's going to come and get your trailer as long as you're continuing to be able to pay your weekly fees, or those fees will come out after your first load that you book. No one's going to bother you about being at home for an extended amount of time. Just keep in mind that when you get back out on the road, that very first load that you take, all of the accrued fees are going to come out of that one settlement, so make sure it's a big settlement. Con, there's only one location, Louisville, Kentucky, and it's actually downtown Louisville, Kentucky, which makes maneuvering down there sometimes a little tricky. So when you get ready to go to orientation, there's only one place to go, and that's Louisville, Kentucky. And in a lot of cases, if you decide to leave Mercer or you get terminated, you have to return that trailer back to Louisville. There are exceptions to that, but they like for you to return it back to Louisville. Pro, at Mercer, They give you a load board. You can choose loads from that load board. If you don't feel comfortable choosing your own loads, you can use a coordinator, or you can do the combination of the two. Most people do a combination of the two, where they book their own loads and look for their own loads, and also use their coordinator to keep an eye on the load board for them. Con: the volume of freight to choose from isn't that much. I mean, it is. However, you're talking about a company like Landstar. Landstar is a lot bigger. They have a lot more freight to choose from. However, if you have a relationship with the agents there, you can call them and ask them to look for loads in an area that you're in if you're trying to get to a specific area. Pro: you only have 2 inspections a year on your truck. Places like Landstar, you have to do 4 a year, or once every, 120 days. But at Mercer, it's only once every 6 months. Con: there's a very, very limited amount of places that you can get your inspections done at. And every other inspection on your truck has to be done at the Mercer facility in Louisville, Kentucky. Pro: Mercer has a nice amount of contract freight in the Midwest area. Other places also, but a high concentration in the Midwest. And when you go on the load board, you'll know which ones are contract freight because they'll be highlighted in blue. Con: Mercer has a first in, first out policy. Now, some people might see this as a pro, but what that means is you don't really get access to the whole load board. Basically, once you get empty, your empty time starts. And if you see a load that you want and you click on it, you might not get it because there was somebody else who was empty before you. So some guys might be at home or somewhere. They might be sitting there for like 7 days, passing up, a lot of loads. And then you get a load coming to that same area and you're trying to get a load getting out real quick. And then they might decide to get back on the road. Well, since they've been sitting there for 7 days, you might be 8th, 9th, or 10th on the list, whereas they're 1st or 2nd or 3rd at the top of the list, and so they get priority. So once you figure out how to navigate that system, it's not that bad, but it's difficult to figure out at first. Pro: Mercer has really good fuel discounts. On average, well, I don't know what average, but I know that the national average is probably about $3.85 right now, and I think that I average paying about $3.25 a gallon. Some places I've gotten diesel as low as $2.80 a gallon in the year 2024. And another pro is they take care of IFTA. So you don't have to worry about factoring IFTA into the fuel price. Whatever the fuel price is, the discounted fuel price is on the app, that's what you go with. Con: PC. Mercer does allow you to do personal conveyance. However, it's limited to 50-mile radius of wherever you're at, wherever you start your PC at, and only 2 hours. So just something to keep in mind. Some people don't use PC at all. I actually use it a lot because I'm on the road a lot and I like to go to the gym, go to Walmart, maybe go to the movies if I'm on a 34-hour reset. So just something to keep in mind. If you're enjoying this video so far, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Pro: Mercer has an impact program. It's an acronym, MPACT or something like that. Basically, it's a program. They have a pretty decent discount on tires. And if you do need help with some maintenance, they will help you. Con: if you do happen to take a maintenance loan out with Mercer, they do charge usually a $100 fee. So there's no interest on it, but they charge a $100 fee, and they take it out very aggressively out of your settlements. A tone to like, I think it accrues like $50 a day, so $350 a week. So last but not least, and this is going to be a pro, always end on a good note. Like I said, again, I think they're a very good company. Are you going to get rich at Mercer? No. But most people don't stay at Mercer because of the amount of money you can make, even though that is your main motivation for being out here. But they actually are very nice. They treat you good. They don't mess with you. They're actually very lenient in a lot of ways. You got to really be doing something messed up for them to start accruing points, safety points, and to get terminated. So as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, they pretty much leave you alone. So would I recommend Mercer? Yeah, I would recommend Mercer. Because, you know, once you get the system figured out and the first in, first out, then you can probably do pretty decent. I would say if you are being smart and strategic, you should be able to do $20,000 a month gross over here. I mean, and even if you average $18,000 a month gross, you know, as long as you're getting a good rate per mile, not bad. But you should be able to do $20,000 a month over here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you consider subscribing. And as always, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Hard times don't last, hard truckers do. Last but not least, stay smooth, my friends.